Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tosh Customs, and today we're going to be looking at my Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman custom. This is a personal custom for myself, so I'm not going to be selling it or anything, but I really love Batman, and so I wanted to show off this custom I made for you guys. So starting off, he is a mix of 3 different Mezco figures. He uses the Sovereign Knight hands and boots. Oh, actually 4, because he utilizes the Ascending Knight belt. He also uses the Tactical Batman cowl, and then the PX Sovereign Knight Batman body. So a lot went into this guy, and there's even still some custom bits that I made and I also received from some other people. And so altogether, I think this makes the perfect version of a Thomas Wayne Batman. I know other people have done their renditions of it, so this is just my take on it. So this head I got from Action Figure Customs. He's a guy who makes figure parts casts. He's out in Canada. I ordered this from him on eBay. I got these shoulder pads from Milliworks. This is an exclusive item that he or she makes, and I was able to secure a set of the shoulder pads. They're calling it their Bat Dad set, Milliworks and this other guy named Drone Customs. Together they actually made shoulder pads, a bodysuit, a custom head, and belt pistol holsters and such. I didn't get that because I had my own vision for my custom, but I was able to use the shoulder pads because I think these are the best shoulder pads for Batman that I've seen for a Thomas Wayne. I know other people have done their takes on it, but I think these just look really unique and really fit the style well. These holsters I got from Resin Armory. He actually lives in California too, and so I was able to get those really quick. I placed a giant order and stuff like that. But they're nice because they're made out of a soft plasticky rubber, and so you can fit most guns in there and it holds well without damaging or scuffing any paint you've put on it. So those are really nice. So, oh, I also ordered this cape off eBay. It's the same cape I used for my other Batman. Offhand, I can't remember who sells it, but I'm sure if you look up Mezco Batman cape on eBay, you'll be able to find one and secure one for yourself. So that's pretty much the build for it. I'll talk about what I did for him and just sort of get into the details and thought process as I normally do with these customs. The reason why I'm not going over accessories and stuff is because there's nothing really super unique to look at. In that case, I've just saved the parts I've gotten from the other Batmans, and those are going to be my Batarangs. The interchangeable hands like these, the only thing really special about them is I painted them in a high gloss. I painted those guards in a high gloss and did some weathering on the knuckles. As you can see, there's some silver scratches and stuff. He's been punching people. Other than that, the hand's the same, so I don't need to go over every hand. I don't need to have every hand displayed. I want to make my reviews a little bit more succinct for you guys so you don't have to sit through 30 minutes. So those are the hands, nothing crazy, nothing new there. So some big things that are going to stand out is definitely the part switching between the bodies and the bat symbol and things like that. So we're going to touch on all of those. First, I did start off, I bought the PX Batman, the PX Sovereign Knight Batman, and I dyed the suit charcoal gray. I used RIT dye. I actually have the bottle right over here. It's this one. It is RIT charcoal gray, all-purpose dye. It's liquid, it's not the powder. I don't really know how the powder works. I assume it works the same way, but that's what I use, and so I use that to darken the suit. I like the fact that this suit was all gray. Excuse me there. I like the fact that this suit is all gray, but it was too light, and I wanted there to be a slight difference between the fabric and the rubber. If you have owned the PX version, or if you've seen photos of it, you probably know that between the cloth and the rubber, it all looks pretty similarly toned. And that works for, you know, Mezco's take on a Batman Hush looking figure, because that's, I think that's really what he was sort of paying homage to or reference to, is the Hush version. Batman's blue costume, blue and gray. I like the gray. but I wanted this suit to feel like it was armor and not all one piece that had rubber bits on it. So I took the charcoal gray, and that really helped me define the armor, this rubberized armor type thing that allows him to be flexible and move, but still protects him. So I thought that was really cool. I switched out, like I said earlier, I switched out the gloves, hands, and boots from the original Sovereign Knight. So these are the ones from the original Sovereign Knight. This is the PX body. And I did that because I didn't want to paint my PX parts. Those PX Batman, those preview exclusive Batman, any Mezco figure for that matter, they're pricey. This was definitely an investment piece for me. So I didn't want to take all those exclusive blue and gold parts and paint them. So I removed them and I got new ones because I felt like if I ever wanted to make a Hush Batman, or if I ever, wanted blue pieces, I want to have the originals. So that's how I saved those. So I just removed them, put new ones on. I had a spare Tactical Batman cowl from another custom, so I actually put the Tactical Batman one on, and I made that choice not because it really means anything. I sort of like that it's square. You can see it's a little bit bulkier, which I feel like fits Batman, or this version of Batman. But I also like it because I didn't want my pieces just to be a straight copy of Sovereign Knight, and I've just sort of turned it red. I didn't want to do that. That seemed sort of copying out. I want him to feel like his own full-bodied Batman on his own, even though he belongs from another universe. I didn't want him just to be like a recolor. And likewise with the new head, I'm really, really proud of this head. I'm actually going to pop it off so we can get a better look at the detailing. I'm super, super proud of this paint job here. As you can see, I got a nice 5 o'clock shadow in there. I think the lips and the eyes and the gloss black stand out really well. I was thinking about doing a matte black for the figure, but gloss just felt different too, sort of in the same vein if I want him to feel like a different figure. I have a new head, new paint apps and stuff like that. So yeah, all the boots and gloves that I switched out, all those have been spray painted, airbrushed in a high gloss black, and that really makes them stick out. I'll be doing a comparison later between my original Batman custom that also stands on my shelf, and we'll just be able to see the difference there. So yeah, we put the new cowl on, we have a new head, we have a new cape. Shoulder pads have been spoken for. The belt is from the Ascending Knight Batman. Painted it all red. We got black in between and also some silver to break it up. I know that in some versions the cross straps between the holsters are red. I've also found versions that are black, and I just like black better because it seems strange to have red straps. I don't know, that might just be me. But I sort of liked how we have black straps up there, black straps here, and this is just elastic and it's glued down to the holsters so that everything stays in place nicely. And he still keeps his full range of articulation. Since it's elastic, it just bends and it just stretches, so it works really nicely. I didn't do anything custom with the pistols. I do have some different custom pistol casts and such, but for the time being, I have some pistols from the Netflix Punisher, and so I've just been putting those in there. I haven't painted them up or anything. These are factory standard. Oops, let's focus. These are just factory standard original pistols, and I'm just using them for the time being. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or not. I feel like Batman, especially this version of Batman, would have some kind of special military grade, something over the top extra. So I'm thinking about using some pistols like these ones here, these casts. You can tell they're not finished painting or being painted because there's a little bit of extra spray over the edge there. But something like this with some compensators and stuff like that. So these are also from Resin Armory, by the way. So there's that. Yeah, I'm not set on the pistols yet, but they're good for now. They're good for what I need them for. The only other thing I did, and probably the part that I'm most proud of, is actually this bat symbol. So I didn't want to have a new suit, get a custom suit made. I like this suit. So then the question was, how do I get the red circle under the bat symbol? And it took me a long time to figure this out, but what I ended up doing was pulling the bat symbol. This is the Sovereign Knight bat symbol, by the way. The one from the PX Batman is this circular logo. I didn't bring it with me, but it's like this smaller oval with a smaller bat symbol in it, and it's yellow. It's yellow around a black bat, and it's much smaller than this. Covers a lot more of the chest. So I took it from the Sovereign Knight. I popped it off. I just heated it up, pulled it off. And there are pegs. I believe there's 2 pegs right about there, so about mid on each wing. That's where the pegs are that plug into the chest. I pulled those out. I sanded those pegs down, and then I actually sculpted the circle on the back, and then I shaved and sanded the circle down so it was really flush. It's almost paper thin, really. If you look at it from the bottom, you can see how thin it is. I don't know if it'll focus. Yeah, you can see how thin that circle is there. So I sanded the circle down, and then I actually heated up. I attached the circle. I just glued it to the bat symbol, and then I heated up the bat symbol and actually bent the wings to sort of cover that extra distance. And then I super glued the whole thing to the suit. So now it sits really, there's some gappage. There's a little bit of gappage in there if you look at it from the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can see a little bit of light peeking through there. So there's a little bit of gappage in there, as you can see once again if it'll focus. But you can see the light coming through. So yeah, there's still some spaces in there, but it holds pretty well to the suit overall. And it sits nicely. And it doesn't really shake much at all because it's attached pretty nicely. So it's just attached to the fabric. So it has some flex, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to pull off. So that's how I was able to get the bat symbol on there too. That's really it for the review. Oh wait, let's do some comparisons first. I apologize. Let's do some comparisons. So we got our Thomas Wayne Batman here. And then here is my custom Batman figure also. They got these big wide capes. You know, height-wise, they're both Mezcos. They're the same height. I think this head and this cowl might give him a little bit more height on Batman, but you know, they look like they're standing about the same. The one thing I like is that I chose a smaller head cast, and because this head cast is a little bit smaller, especially on this bigger cowl, it makes his shoulders look wider. It's all about the optical illusion. This Batman, he looks good, he looks proportional, and everything, and I love him. I think he feels a little bit heavy with the armor, and you know, this is an old build of mine. I've had this now for almost 2 years, I think almost 2 years, something like that. So he's definitely aging. He's aged well. I think there are things I would change for the figure, but this Thomas Wayne definitely feels more sleek. He feels lighter, and he looks more muscular, and that's just because of, you know, these shoulder pads sort of widening out the edge that we see for the shoulders along with the smaller head cast. So this is father and son standing next to each other. They are an awesome duo. It was cool to see them fight in the City of Bane comics. The comics weren't great. They weren't bad. They weren't great. But it was cool just to see them actually encounter each other and interact. So, you know, that also really inspired me to make my own custom of it after seeing the comics. I was like, I want one for myself, and I need to bring one into reality. So that was my goal. That's what I did. So it's really cool to have them both standing next to each other on a shelf. And I also have a Joker, which I haven't done a review for, and that's mainly because all I did was switch a couple parts out and put a new coat on him, so he wasn't review worthy. But because I have a Joker and the more classic Batman, I almost want to make a Martha Wayne Joker, so I can sort of have the whole family tree up there. But anyways, this is my review. Let's take some final looks. Oop, that was my camera. Let's take some final looks at Batman. I think he has a very, very intimidating look to him. I did add some wear on the gloves and such. There's a little bit of silver weathering there and a little bit of silver weathering on the boots and on the knee pads, and that's just to help match the shoulder pads there. Yeah, but very, very happy with this guy. You can also see that because the head cast is smaller, it doesn't sit all the way back on the neck peg. I didn't really want to shave down the neck peg because from the back it looks good. From the front, it looks good. I'm displaying him, so this side view isn't ever really going to be seen. And so it was one of those things where I was like, it's something I can live with. I would have liked that everything matched up, but for what this head does with the rest of the body, I just think it looks incredible. So I'm not going to change a thing. So yeah, this is my review of my custom Flashpoint Thomas Wayne Batman. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I take a lot more better care of my Instagram page. The username is at Tosh_custom, so that's my handle. You can find me, Tosh_customs. There's a link in my bio, and if I don't put one in my bio, it is definitely in the About section on my YouTube channel, so you can find a link for me there. That's where I post all my work in progress pictures. You can keep up more with what I'm doing so that the only updates you see aren't just my reviews. So I'll definitely be posting some pictures up, some side-by-sides, things like that. So, you can go check it out there if you want to get a little bit more of this Batman figure. That's really about it. This is a shorter review. I just wanted to get it out there so you guys could see it. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe and whatever. I don't make money off this, but I just appreciate the support. I appreciate seeing your guys' comments, all that kind of stuff, and I love interacting with people. So all of that is appreciated. All of that is a joy. And with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right, take care.